Hello, I'm Twigat or Twigat or whatever I say on this channel, and welcome back to another third channel Let's Play. Today we're playing some more Pocket Cities, and today I'm hoping will be a fun one because my city is vaguely profitable. We're losing citizens at a slightly alarming rate, I think, but we're gaining money at a good rate. We've got a decent amount of progression built in here. Things are going kind of well in the Twigat city, and I figured, right now I'm recording this at something 1:30 AM, having some sleep issues as I've mentioned before, but I'm recording this kind of late, and that should result in some chill time with Twigat, or at the very least, just something kind of different. So hopefully you'll enjoy you can tell it's gonna be a good episode when everything catches on fire, right? But no, yeah, it's gonna be kind of a fun one, I hope, because we actually get to expand the city in a fairly major way. There's like good goals ahead of me, and there's also a brand new type of service I can build. I genuinely forget what it is. I think it's a hospital. So yeah, we can actually like start moving up forward, having like more public health going on. It's fun stuff. So yeah, I've been liking this game quite a bit recently, I would say. And also, I've been liking this series quite a bit, as you can tell by the fact that we're on 4 episodes. Also, I think we'll make this an industrial zone, because it probably makes sense to match it. So we'll just have like a mega industrial zone there, just to get rid of all the demand, and then we'll keep the like commercial kind of together, because it makes sense to have stuff be vaguely zoned, in my opinion. But yeah, basically, I've been enjoying this series a lot, and I wanted to kind of just do a brief... also, we got some quests completed. Let's get those gone and completed. I want us to do a kind of chill with Twigat Let's Play version, where we're a little bit slower, a little bit kind of more, I don't know what the word would be, but relaxed, if nothing else. Because one of the issues with, so the Let's Play style, right, or the whatever style where I talk, I guess fast, if we were to describe it that way, it's not, although it is something that I do semi-intentionally these days, because a lot of people do expect it, it's not something that's always been there as like just oh yeah, this is what I think is the best thing for YouTube, magic, I'm gonna talk fast and people will love me, because a lot of people hate me for that sort of thing. But it is something because I feel like it's the best way to express a lot of my thoughts, to get to say things at the speed that I like to say them. Maybe that's saying something terrible about myself, maybe it's me complimenting myself, you can kind of be the judge on that one, but when I talk fast, it allows me to kind of talk about the complex and expressive things that I'd like to say about various subjects. However, one of the downsides to it, I would say, is that sometimes there's an idea that can't be expressed at a lightning fast pace. There's a lot of subjects, in fact, I would say, maybe in your own life too, maybe just in my life. Also, let's build a bridge. That sounds kind of fun, right? There's a lot of subjects I would say, oh, okay, we can't build over there because it's not our land yet. So, but yeah, there's a lot of subjects that can't be discussed at a lightning fast pace just because of the fact that, they take a bit of thought with each and every sentence. And one of the particular examples of that, this is a really strange road end now. It looks like it's literally just going to have the cars go straight into the ocean if they're not careful. But yeah, there's a lot of ideas that take some time to express. And one of them, for instance, is why I don't like games with in-app purchases, but yet will tolerate them in certain games under certain, circumstances. Or why I really appreciate just paying for a game up front, because I've always thought people who say that sort of thing are like, well, you prefer that because you have the money to drop on something like that, whereas most people, they just don't, it's not something where they can just magically drop X amount on a game because X amount is quite high. Okay, also let's pick up some more quests and some more challenges, because that seems like just a universally good thing to get XP. But yeah, basically, one of the things about expressing yourself is you kind of need to take some time and some thoughts, be like, oh yeah, so the reason that I like games where you pay up front is because you know that the whole game is designed to be fun. You can play with the game. It's a thing that exists for you to enjoy. It's not something that exists because it's trying to slowly, convince you, or like slowly trying to like milk you and be like, aha, if we do this to them, they'll be 5% more likely to buy something. There's some depressing analytics on how far people can do that. I don't like being treated as like some human behavioral monkey to get results, and the results in this case always end up being, oh yeah, there's money at the end, right? Like money is I was gonna say money was what makes the world go round, and that's a bit of a stereotype or whatever, but it's true that like money, the way that the best free-to-play games are gonna be the ones that can make the most revenue, not the ones that are the most fun. The ones that are the most fun might, make the most revenue and therefore get the most people coming back in, but it creates a real, I would say, moral hazard. It's the same as like the economic problem of when like if you have like a weird example, like if you have a privatized fire service and it's like, well, they're encouraged to start fires or something like that, and it's along the same lines of like, well, if you don't pay for the game up front, then you are like a continuous source of maybe product, you know? It's kind of like if you had a store where you're giving away items for free, you wouldn't be able to trust the store because you know something nefarious is going down. And I don't know why, but with mobile games, that same link has never been made for most people. Like, most people do implicitly trust mobile games because, like, oh, you know, what's the worst that can happen with something? And the answer is, I guess, actually quite bad things, as it so turns out. So, yeah, with that said, that's just kind of some thoughts I've been having recently about this one. There have been some things in the past few Let's Plays, both here and on the main channel, where I feel like I haven't necessarily, you know, I've been, like, stumbling on a thought for a while, like, so this, that. And feeling like there's a minimum speed you need to hit is something that's kind of, I guess, scary. If you stumble too long, it seems like, oh, this sucks. This guy doesn't even know what he's about to say. But it is something that is a very real and very much out there issue. So we're going to go get this land right here, just because I feel like, one, I mean, I want to finish this bridge. Like, now, I haven't had a bridge just yet, and I feel like if we're going to have one, this is as good a place as any, right? And two, because I mean, why not, right? So yeah, we got ourselves a lovely road onto the beach, which, you know, for the record, like, I feel like that should be some form of like crime. Like, we've just like we'll build a road right over the beach. It seems really quite ugly, but again, no issues, I guess. We'll just pretend that isn't a thing. Build all the way out there, and now we can do the same urban sprawl that we keep doing over there. It seems like a lot of this game actually is about buying the land that you need to expand, because again, in every single direction we've got this same kind of dilemma, which actually, you know, I guess that means like, let's buy land bit by bit and, you know, slowly turn it into more things we can get money from, which is fine. But yeah, I'm starting to actually guess the page where it's like, you know, I would like some more gameplay here. But I know that when the game is at this point where it's like, oh yeah, I'd like something more to do, you know, let's just buy this. You know, I'll buy it. 40,000 sounds good to me. I'll go all the way to the edge of the world because I'm kind of curious as to what happens out there. Is that where the game ends? Is that once you bought all the land, is it all gone forever? Who knows for sure? All I know is I kind of want to level up because it actually is kind of satisfying in this game. But yeah, having your objectives aligned with other people is one of the things I really believe in the world. The thing that makes a relationship great, right, is that the things you want from it and the things they want from it generally are the same things. If you want entirely different things, you generally end up with a hazard. You know, there are some hazardous. Like if they, you know, again, it's kind of like that thing, right? Like that's the reason that so many, you know, like things lead into distrust, because like that happens. So having kind of shared goals in that regard, probably a good thing. Having, by the way, what? How do I? Oh yeah, there's a trade institution, special traffic. I'm not sure what it comes under. Like leisure? It can't be leisure. Like a city tower. By the way, I haven't built one, or really most of these things. You know, we'll have more fun for the citizens. It's not been something that's been on my mind enough, but it totally should be. So I guess goods. There's a farm that I really should have been building, which I guess we'll build on the other side of the river, and also a shipping dock, which we can only build one off. So we'll build it. Not there. Over here? Does it have to be on the beach? Like, I imagine so, right? Oh, it has to be next to the beach. So, that seems as good a place as any. We'll just build it. In fact, this can be farms and shipping docks, because the fun thing about this game is it seems like it's not just the SimCity basic stuff. We then later have to deal with... There's another fire. This city is just always on fire. Like, no offense, city. Is the city really going to take offense? But it's just on fire too often. So I think the best thing to do is to demolish a couple of things that are already there, and build a new fire department, just like demolish that. Demolish this right here. The clever thing about having space to build in a city like this is it means that when we want to build something like, say, an extra fire department, which we totally do, we can just throw it right there. And now the place where all the fires are happening, it's a bit safer. But yeah, talking about things and getting all your thoughts out, it's really tricky. It's the same reason why if you've ever had the breakup talk, or the get-together talk, or the, you know, like the what are we doing talk, or the... you know, any real complex... There's a lot of complex discussions where you feel like you can do them at full speed, but really it's best if it's like, here's my message. Here's 20 seconds to both fully understand that and then react. Because regular conversations and regular talking, when you think about it, is just all about getting the vague gist of what someone's saying as fast as you can, and then reacting to that. And that sounds terrible on the surface, but I mean, it is pretty true, right? And it's not necessarily, you know, too bad of a thing. Like, yeah, you know, getting the general gist of what someone's saying actually does vaguely work, I would say. Also, I guess we're going to build out to there, and then we'll just build this way, and we'll do like connecting up into a grid system later on down the line. But for now, oh, damn. I'm too zoomed out, so I can't actually see where my hands are going. But yeah, we'll just go. Oh no, what have I done there? But yeah, so having a regular conversation is kind of like deliberately getting the gist of what someone's saying and like kind of like vaguely understanding so that you can have your response. You know, in some ways, talking is just letting someone else say their thing, and hopefully it leads into something that you want to be your thing. And I know that you might be like, well, no, that's the terrible version. And I think it kind of is. Like, hopefully that's not how a conversation goes for you. But yet it is still a little bit true, right? It is still something that does happen. And it's something worth keeping in mind. So, chill time with Toy Cat. Just bear in mind, the slower you talk, the more meaning you can convey. But I feel like that means the faster you talk, the less serious you are, and the more fun you can kind of have with something. So, yeah, we're going to have this big issue of this road in the middle here. Because if we build roads going all the way out to the edge, we can either have the roads end there, which doesn't make too much sense, or we can have like a 3-block wide gap, which again doesn't make any sense either. So we're kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place there. I think the best solution is probably to move this road a block further forwards, or 2. You know, I don't think there's any good solution here. So instead, we'll just pretend that there is no problem. That's the pro tip. If you ever have a problem in life, just pretend it's not there. And like 60% of the time, it'll go away. Surprisingly enough, that's terrible advice, because if everyone did that, more and more problems would pile up for everyone. But a surprising number of problems in life. The best advice is like, you know, it'll probably go away. You ever, you know that pain that you're having in your head when you wake up from your sleep? Will probably go away. However, if you say that, even though that's true, they're like, oh yeah, most things will just kind of go away. When you encourage people to do that en masse, you create negative side effects. It's that kind of thing where like, you need to have people's interests be aligned with your own. If your interest is in, like, oh yeah, well, it sucks if people die, but at least less people will be in the health service where I am, then, oh, we're having a water crisis, it seems. That's the worst type of crisis, or at least it's up there, right? So resources? Services, I guess it'd be. No, it does come under resources. So resources, water. I really want the water pump station number 2, but for now, we'll just get something, anything here, so that we can, you know, not have our people drown, or the opposite of drown. What is it called when you don't have enough water? I guess, dehydrate to death. So yeah, that's bad. We'd like to avoid that if we can. And yeah, you know, I've just given up. We're going to have a big old thing here. And that's just how we're going to do things. It sucks that we have to do it this way, but this way is in fact the way we're going to have to do it. So then we'll build a huge set of commercial zones here. Sounds good enough to me. And there we go, leveled enough. Going up in the world. It's getting a well-fast bank too, which actually I don't need. I've got kind of the opposite issue. It's not like oh, there's so much money, I don't know where to store it. It's like, oh, kind of running short on the money here. So let's get some quests done. Let's get a steel mill soon, maybe. Reduce some import costs, that'd be nice. Get some deeper pockets. Build new bank, maybe. Oh, an upgraded bank. Yeah, that'd be lovely. I guess I have to build one for money. There's a mayor, Mr. Gangsterface X98 really wants a new ride, and that's gonna be fun. Oh, you not? Oh, I did it apparently. Our homie got busted for motor vehicle theft. It's funny how many of these quests you can like finish as soon as you've done, because I kind of ignored them. Again, honestly, I feel like this game does have some of the problems that a free-play game has, but at least it's not in the horrifically like, oh yeah, their interests are literally directly geometrically opposed to mine. So my animal friends told me that some of them contain plans for ancient structures. Let's see if we can find a chest. So I think I was meant to like, oh, I bet if we just tap on the chest, that's what it is. This whole time, you just find treasure by like doing that. So we found 30 grand, which is quite a lot actually. This is probably a lot less though, because I found it so much earlier. Yep, 20 grand. So you find a lot of money in these chests. I would argue, oh, there's another tornado. Oh my god, this we get aid money, which again, it's nice. But I mean, the fact that half our city is leveled, that's like a serious humanitarian issue. It's cool that we get to like rebuild any parts that we don't like. And you know, there are definitely parts we don't like here. But it's also, it does also suck. Has to be said, has to be said. Although actually, this means we can finally like hook this up into the grid system. So really, you know, there's a blessing and a curse out of this. There's a blessing and a curse. Getting more road, reduce that traffic later down the line. Yeah, really, I think in real life we need to have that more. Just appreciate like, you know, this sucks for some people, but for others it is kind of wonderful. So it's time for us to decide a name for our city. I've already done that one. Look at me, I'm so good at this. Oh no, it wants me. They want me to actually change it again. No, you know, we have to change it again. We could probably just pick the same one and just be like, you know, I liked IBX Toy City, but we'll just be Toy City today because you know this is Andrew Andrews or Toy Cat Let's Plays or whatever. So we'll just be Toy City or Toy Tourist is what my phone is trying to autocorrect to. You know, it's close enough. Toy City. There we go. A little bit easier. Give me that quest money. That's all oh. Never mind. I think I broke this one by... Oh, there we go. No, we're good. We get my XP. That's all I really want from this. Yeah, 1500. Which is about a third of the XP bar. So, yeah, it seems like most of the game is about just stack up the XP, move on. Which is actually fun because the core gameplay loop, I enjoy building the city. But I will say, I can see how someone would get like really frustrated with that really quickly. Like, so that's what you do. You upgrade your stuff so you can maybe upgrade it faster. And it's like, yep. And it's like, you don't maybe want to do anything more of that? And it's like, nope, that seems like good enough to us. So upgrade a bank. Oh, you can upgrade buildings. Oh, okay, I was expecting it to be a new version. But the fact that we can upgrade things makes me question why we haven't done this already. So upgrade. Again, it's so, like, I feel like the game has to, like, make you avoid the upgrade system. Because everyone knows, like, oh, upgrade. 75,000. Or maybe some gems. And there is the end for our episode today. Every single... This app is crashing every 15 minutes. So, can recommend if you like City Sims. Cannot recommend if you like stable games. And if you want to see the apps on my phone, I have Uber and also the Wetherspoons app. If you're in the UK and you ever want to go to a pub, and that pub is owned by Wetherspoons, which it should be because they're like the cheapest pub brand, you can order drinks right to your table. Is that not the dream? That is the dream. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed the video. As always, third channel, don't care. Goodbye.